Hey folks, well it's a rainy day here in PA, so I figured I'd do a video showing off all my 3DS collection for this beautiful bad boy, the Nintendo 3DS. So let's start off with my newest release, Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. I've played probably about 20 minutes of it so far. Very interesting game. I'm really enjoying it so far. Another recent pickup I got was Centipede Infestation for the 3DS. This was developed by WayForward, and it's kind of like a twin-stick shooter, but it uses the A, B, X, Y buttons to shoot instead of another analog stick, since the 3DS only has one, obviously. Uh, Another game I recently got, Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy. Really fun, really good, high-quality rhythm game. I've also been looking for Rhythm Thief by Sega, but I haven't seen it anywhere. Very disappointing. Another interesting game that's a lower profile release is Nano Assault. That's another shooter. It's by Shin'en. Quality game. You can get this for like 10, 15 bucks at Toys R Us. So I got it for 10. Got Centipede Infestation for 10 as well. Or wait, it might have been 5. It was something ridiculously low. This is probably the best RPG for the 3DS right now. That's not saying much. This is like the only RPG for the 3DS. Tales of the Abyss. It's the first of the Tales series that I've personally played. I've really enjoyed the battle system. It's a very interesting game. Another game I have is Blaze Blue Continuum Shift 2. Ah, man. I really enjoyed it when I first got it. It was my first game I've ever played in the Blaze Blue series. But after playing the Vita version of Continuum Shift Extend, I can't play it. I can't play the 3DS version anymore. Like if you just compare the two versions, like they had to just take out so much from the graphics and everything for the 3DS version. Just really not fun to play anymore. If that's like your only way to experience Blaze Blue, it's an alright buy. But man, if you can get it on 360, PS3, Vita, go with that. Far better experience. One of the best games for the system. Mario Kart 7, really enjoyed it. Probably my favorite Mario Kart game of all time. Really good release. I really enjoy it. Then we have one of the most anticipated games for the 3DS ever, Kid Icarus Uprising. I haven't played too much of it. I was really excited for it. I've only played about 4 chapters or so. Not that I haven't enjoyed it, just haven't sat down and played it. I've enjoyed what I played though, especially the flying portions, the on-ground stuff. Kind of sketchy with the controls, but it's still a good game. This is probably the best action game for the 3DS. Well, I mean, I guess you could give it the Revelations. Ocarina of Time. Never mind. Anyways, Resident Evil The Mercenaries 3D is a very fun game. Really underrated. It got a lot of flack for not having not having like a delete save option, but I don't see the big deal. It's an arcade, like get high scores on different levels type game. There's no need for that. Just making mountains out of molehills. Alright, let's get more games. Yes, there's a ton more. Okay, this is my first of like a 3D, like if you move it, it moves. You can't really capture that on video, can you? Anyhow, Cave Story 3D. It's a 3DS version of the fantastic indie game Cave Story, and man, the graphics on this is gorgeous, and this is a must-buy for any platformer fan. Definitely. Mario Tennis Open. Man, this game. I was so excited for it, but then they kind of screwed it up by having the online play be region locked. It's like, come on, son, step your game up. What else we got? Pokemon Rumble Blast. This game's so repetitive. I don't know. I mean, if you can enjoy it like a ton, good for you, but just too repetitive. You're just pressing the A button millions of times, and I don't know. Just the loot system wasn't interesting enough for me. I don't know. Not really. Well, this was good. Good game. Good launch title. Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition. Quality game. I really enjoyed it. I love Street Fighter. It's not quite as good as Capcom's port of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom for the Vita, but it's still a good port considering the system it's on. It's a fun game if you want to. I was gonna like give a plug to Play Me Online, but I don't know my 3DS friend code off the top of my head. Hit me up on the site. Hit me up on the forums, MarioPartyForum.com. This is a surprisingly quality 2D platformer, Rabbids Travel in Time. It's very elementary in its platforming, but it's a solid platformer. Like, this was pretty much the first 2D platformer for the 3DS, and I was really jonesing some 2D platforming, and this really was a fun game. I really enjoyed it. If you can get it cheap, like 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks, worth buying. This was probably the second premier fighting game to hit the 3DS. Dead or Alive Dimensions. Tecmo did a really good job with this game. The core fighting engine is what you know and expect from Dead or Alive, and it's like rock paper scissors basically, except for it's throw, punch, and I forget the other one off the top of my head. Man, I'm not looking like grab. No, that would be throw. Whatever. Good game. They did downloadable content through Spot Pass for all of the costumes, so that was a lot of cool. Best game on the 3DS, Super Mario 3D Land. Just excellent, excellent stuff. Definitely my favorite game. Just fantastic. Man, has me so excited for New Super Mario Brothers 2. I'm sure that's going to be great as well. Let's see what else we got here. Spider-Man Edge of Time, probably the worst retail release I have. The story in the game is very interesting, and I wouldn't mind picking up like the PS3 version if you can get it for like 10, 15 just for the story, because the story is really well written. I really enjoyed the story. I would actually like to see a little comic miniseries based off the story in this, because it's really just interesting. The gameplay though, yeah, I mean, that's like if I had to do a one-word review for Spider-Man Edge of Time, it's a pretty good way to describe it. Underrated title, Still Diver. This was a launch title made by Nintendo. Yeah, it didn't really like get a lot of attention, and I don't know why. It's a really fun new IP from Nintendo, and it's very challenging. It was, at least to me. I thought it was really fun though. I think once you do complete a level, it's so satisfying because it is a difficult game. What we got here? Ghost Recon Shadow Wars, one of the most underrated titles for the 3DS. It's kind of like an Advance Wars type strategy game. Just fantastic. I put at least 30 hours into it, might be 40. Just a really good game. Speaking of a game that's really, really fantastic but doesn't have a ton of replay value, Star Fox 64 3D. Yeah, good game, really good. Like, if you can rent 3DS games, like on GameFly or whatever, or borrow it from a friend, totally recommend it. Because you'll get 10 solid hours of it, and it's fantastic, but man, they really should have made the multiplayer online. I think it would have added a lot to the game, but oh well, it's still fun. I'm a big Star Fox fan, so worth a purchase for me. Bust a Move Universe. This was Square Enix's launch title for the 3DS. Man, I love Bust a Move. I love Bubble Bobble. Just love everything about it. But man, that game was disappointing. Did not have many modes. It's a solid like $10 buy. I can't really say any more than that. Since it is the Olympics going on right now, Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. But look at the logo. It's totally Lisa Simpson giving Bart a blowjob. Awkward. Just strange stuff going on with the Olympics. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Bit.Trip Saga, a very fun game. And I kind of like how the glare like delays showing the game. That's really cool because it's like mysterious game coming up. Bit.Trip Saga, definitely recommend it. It's a very fun game. And then probably my most anticipated game for the 3DS at the time when it was released. Dun dun dun. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, one of the greatest games of all time, remade. They did a fantastic job with it. Grezzo did, and definitely worth buying if you haven't played. Even if you've played Ocarina of Time 3D, Ocarina of Time, because they did such a great job with it. Okay, moving on to the Strange Skylander Spires Adventure. Fun game. It's kind of reminds me of a PS1-esque platformer, like a kind of like a Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. You know the drill. It's pretty simple, but it's a fun game. Sonic Generations. Oh man. What could have been? What could have been? What could have been a great game is just a good game. It has its moment. It's fun while it lasts, but it doesn't last long. I have the same complaints with the console version of it. I actually prefer that to the console version, to be honest, because I just like 2D more than 3D Sonic, because 3D Sonic kind of sucks. Pilot Wings Resort. This was my most played launch title alongside Street Fighter 4, and oh man, fantastic game. Can't stress that enough. I think if you can get it for $10, $15, $20, totally worth it. Best Buy had a sale where it was $5 like a week ago. You should have jumped on it if you don't have it. Okay, Lego Star Wars 3. I haven't played the game. Popped it in for 10 minutes. I got it for free on like a buy to get one free deal. Haven't touched it. I enjoyed another Lego game that I have, which we'll talk about more when I get to it. Okay, Resident Evil Revelations. The reason why I bought this Hulk of a Circle Pad Pro. But Revelations, it's fun. I haven't beat it yet, but it seems quality from what I have played of it. Pac-Man and Galaga Dimensions, fun game. Has like Pac-Man. What's that game called? Pac-Man Championship Edition, which is Xbox Live Arcade. Very fun game. Underrated title time. Dream Trigger 3D. You can get this as low as like $5 or $10 new, and it's definitely worth that price. It's a really fun shooter. Use the touchscreen to aim. It's pretty inventive, actually. Shinobi by Sega. You can't really tell, but it's like glossy. The background. It's cool. Very fun game. Very challenging. Grip the Knight did a great job with it. And speaking of shitty Sega game, well, Shinobi was a good one. This is shit. Super Monkey Ball 3D. It's totally basic. The other mini games from other than like the main games suck ass. Ridge Racer 3D. This is fun until it gets so hard that you can't finish the game. Like seriously, I think I'm pretty decent at racing games. That game got so damn hard I couldn't even beat it. This is the Lego game I was talking about. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. It was like day of release. You got like a $10 gift card at Toys R Us, and I said, why not? Always heard good things about the Lego series, so I partook in it, and it's a fun game. Samurai Warriors Chronicles, one of the most underrated launch titles. Absolutely love it. It's getting a sequel, and they also released a Dynasty Warriors game for the 3DS, but it looks like it's not coming stateside. So come on, Tecmo Koei, you're busting my balls. My balls are busted. Busted balls, not cool. Okay, this is another RPG for the 3DS. I'd probably prefer this to Tales, to be honest. Devil Survivor Overclocked. It's a remake. It's a version of Devil Survivor, which was for the DS, and it's really good. Quality stuff. Has more content than the DS version. Then Tetris Axis. It's Tetris, so you should probably buy it because Tetris fucking rules. What else we got? And 10 Dogs plus Cats, the French Bulldog edition. I put way too much time into this. I unlocked the robot dog. Fun shit. I gotta say, I really enjoy Nintendogs. Although I haven't played it in like a couple months now. I'm kind of afraid to check in back on with my dogs, because they're probably dead. I'd feel really guilty if my Nintendogs all died. So that's sad. That's all of my 3DS collection. I don't know. That's a lot of games. I can't count that many. I can't count that high. I got 10 fingers. I got 10 toes. So that's what 10 plus 10. That's 100, and I think that's more than 100 on there. So yeah, man. I hope you enjoyed watching. Peace.